Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Darren with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson. Today I just want to show you a easy way you can kind of make the minor pentatonic scale more like a lick and less just like playing a scale. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at this. Alright, for this example I'm doing it in the key of E minor, but this is a movable shape, so it doesn't matter what key you play it in, it's always going to be the same sequence. So we're using the minor pentatonic scale, pattern number 1, starting on the 12th fret of our low E, because we're doing this in E minor. So really quickly, if you do not know this sequence, we have 12 on the low E, 12, 15, 12, 14 on the A string, 12, 14 on the D string, 12, 14 on the G string, 12, 15 on the B string, and 12, 15 on the high E. Alright, so if you don't already know that scale pattern, the first thing you're going to want to do is just memorize the sequence. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to break this into groups of 6 notes. Now, this is not an Eric Johnson lick, but this is a kind of in the style he does. He does a lot of stuff in groups of 6. So this is just a really easy way that you can play the pentatonic scale and make it sound a little bit more musical and less like you're just playing a scale. So let's look at the ascending part of it first. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ascend the scale. So you can do this by picking all of it, or you could do, hammer-ons, or do both, just kind of whatever you feel like doing. So when I play this ascending, I almost exclusively do it with hammer-ons because I just really like the way that it sounds. So I'm starting here on the 12th fret, and I'm going to pick and do a hammer-on to 15. Then I'm going to go to the A string, pick, hammer, and then to the 14th fret. And then go to the D string, 12, pick 12, hammer to 14. Now I'm doing this, I'm going down, hammer, down, hammer, down, hammer. Or you can alternate pick it. Just either way, it doesn't really matter, just whatever is more comfortable for you to do. So we do that, that's like the entire sequence. So we've just played 6 notes. So now, and it's based on 3 strings. It's based on the 4th, 5th, and 6th strings. So we're 6th string, 5th string, 4th string. Now we're going to start the sequence over again, but this time we're going to start on the A string, and we're going to go the A string, the D string, and then the G string. So now going back to the A string, 12, hammer to 14, D string, 12, hammer to 14, G string, 12, hammer to 14. So far, now we're just going to start the sequence over again on the D string. So we start at the 12th fret on the D string, pick, hammer to 14, to the G string, pick, hammer to 14, the B string, pick 12, hammer to 15. So. And then finally, we'll start on the G string, 12, hammer to 14, B string, 12, hammer to 15, high E, 12, hammer to 15. So the entire sequence. So, like I said, it sounds more musical, more interesting than just ascending and descending the scale. Now, you wouldn't necessarily want to play the entire sequence, but this is something where you could take a part of this and combine it with something else. So, maybe you start, something like that. Just a way to kind of just make it more interesting and a little more musical sounding. Alright, so now let's take a look at it for descending. So for descending, it's more or less the same idea, but we're just going to do it backwards. So we're going to start on the 15th fret of the high E with my fourth finger and the 12th fret with my first finger. Now, this you could pick, pull, but for me, it's extremely difficult to try to do pull-offs with stuff like that because of having to switch strings, descending. So this one I almost exclusively pick it. And when I pick this, I alternate pick it. So put both of your fingers down at the same time. It just makes it a little bit easier. So my first finger's on the 12th fret and my fourth finger's on the 15th fret of the high E. And I'm going to do a downstroke on 15, and then when I go to 12, it's an upstroke. And then when I go to the B string, it's 15 with a downstroke to 12 with an upstroke, and then to the G string, 14th fret with my third finger, down to the 12th fret up. Okay, so now we're just going to do the same principle that we did with ascending. So now I'm going to start on the B string, 15, 12 to the G string, 14, 12 to the D string, 14, 12. Again, alternate picking. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Whoops. Now we're going to start on the G string, 14, 12 to the D string, 14, 12 to the A string, 14, 12. And then finally, we start on the D string, 14, 12 to the A string, 14, 12 to the low E, 15, 12. So that whole sequence slowly. So again, movable shape. So if you wanted to do this in a different key, let's say you wanted to do it in G, then we just move up to the 15th fret here because that's where G is. Same idea. So it's the low E and the B and the high E strings. You always play wherever key you're in. So if we're starting here on G, all of the notes that you play with your first finger are going to be on the same fret. They're all going to be on 15. And then it's a step and a half on the low E and the B string and the high E. That's all step and a half. And then on the A, D, and G strings, it's all just one step. And then the same idea. Like I said, it does not matter what key you're in, it's just always going to be the same sequence. Now for the alternate picking part on this, alternate picking when it's only two notes per string, I personally find it difficult. I find it much easier if I'm doing it with 3 notes per string, because then every other string changes what direction you start. So here if I start with a down, down, up, when I go to the next string, it's always going to be a down. If you did it this way with ascending, down, up, down, up, down, up, you can, it's always going to work out that way. Now, if you started with an upstroke, up, down, up, it would always be an up when you change strings. But for me, it's easier to do it this way. So I hope you enjoyed that and you got something out of it. If you like the lesson, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Let me know if there's something you'd like to see covered in a future lesson by either myself or one of the other instructors at guitarcontrol.com. If you haven't already done it, so please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that way you get right in your inbox every time we upload new content. We upload several times a week, and you don't want to miss out any of that stuff. All right, well, that is all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.